Hi and welcome back to the OPDA channel. I'm Maria Harris. Today I'm going to share some of the reasons why the home buying process works the way it does in the UK. So don't worry, I'm not going to bore you by talking through all of this, but as anyone who's ever been through the home buying or selling process will know, it's complicated. It takes a long time and there are lots and lots of steps to get through between listing a property to completion and then getting the keys to your new home. The number of people and industry professionals involved in the transaction and the amount of information that we need at every stage means there's a lot of repetition and the process can feel very fragmented and disjointed. As well as having so many moving parts, our property data isn't available in a digital format, which means we rely on physical copies of documents and a lot of manual checks to make sure that information is correct. Most systems in the property market aren't connected to each other, so they can't easily share that data. And for property, there is no universally adopted standards for how we create, describe, or share property data throughout the process. We often find that key information about the property or the people involved in the transaction is surfaced towards the end, and that can lead to delays, unexpected costs, or even fall-throughs. Each industry sector has its own ways of working, its own processes to adhere to, and its own compliance requirements, and that can make it difficult to be aligned around the customer experience. There's no industry-wide infrastructure to connect the transaction, so the customer and the industry parties have very little transparency or control over the end-to-end process. In its current paper and electronic formats, property data can't be provenanced or digitally verified, so it can't easily be shared across systems or proven that it came from the right source. And each party has a reliance on their own document checking process, leading to duplication and multiple repeated costs for the consumer. So it's no wonder it feels so fragmented. These are just some of the reasons that the UK property market is slow and disjointed. We rely on paper and forms to collect information rather than sharing data, and that's really inefficient. From identity checks to property information forms, even when we scan, photo, or upload them, they're not really digital. We don't have our data recorded in a standardised format or held in a way that makes it findable, accessible, and easy to share in a trusted way. So that means our property data doesn't meet fair data principles. Unlike other industries, we don't have a common framework or a compliance structure so that customers can collect and share that data and prove that it came from an official and verified source. And property data is needed by all of us, for consumers, central government, local authorities, and industry, which makes it even more important that we have standards to share and trust our property data. Because our data is locked in silos or it doesn't exist in the way that it could, that means that it's hard to make things smoother. Without data standards, each step in the transaction adds friction and risk. By introducing common data standards and a trust framework, OPDA is helping to create a connected digital journey from listing all the way through to completion. I'll cover more about fair data standards and trust frameworks in our next few episodes. In the meantime, please do share your own experience of home buying and selling, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.